Welcome to What's Going On, the weekly podcast and videocast of First United Methodist Church in Yankton, South Dakota. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of What's Going On. I'm Pastor Katie here at First United Methodist in Yankton, South Dakota, and I'm glad you could join me for this episode. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the things that are happening in the life of the church because there is so much happening that I'm not even sure I can keep track of it all. I once had someone very recently say to me that there's nothing going on in the church. And if you believe that, you haven't been paying attention because there is so much actually going on in the life of the church. It just means maybe you haven't been here with your eyes open, or you miss out on the announcements, or you miss out on our newsletter or on our bulletin, because things are happening and we are gearing back up for the fall season, and we've got a lot going on. And so I want to talk about that today because it's exciting and fun, and man, it just makes me so excited. I said that word already. And it's fun. I said that word too. All right. So I want to get started with some things that are happening this week. The first is XYZ is coming back. XYZ is called, it stands for Extra Years of Zest. And really, it's a fellowship opportunity that is geared toward people who are probably over retirement age. I would say is probably the best way to describe it, especially since we're doing it on a Wednesday morning. So if you are not retired, most likely you're working at that time. But it's just a fellowship opportunity, a time to gather together, to have some fun, to have some fellowship, to be able to talk. And I am a lover of all things board games, card games, that kind of thing. And so I thought it would be fun to be able to visit while we play a game and have some fun. And we're going to start that this Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And it's going to be the first Wednesday of the month, every first Wednesday of the month. And it'll go from 10 for maybe hour and a half or so. The first Wednesday of the month, I also do ministerial, where I meet with other clergy here in Yankton at noon. And so it'll never go past noon because I have to leave for that. So, but come, it's just kind of an informal time. Again, we'll have some coffee and some stuff. If you want to bring treats, go for it. If you don't. That's how we're going to do it. If you have a favorite game you want to play sometime, bring it. Let's play it. I love learning new things. I love learning new games. Maybe I'll bring some of the ones that I have as well. And so I'm very excited about that. Again, that's coming. That's not something that I originated by any means. Nothing really is things that I've originated. I like to use the good ideas of other people because I think that the more that we work together, the better we will be. And so you can trust that oftentimes people bring me things and I say, yes, that's a great idea. Let's make that happen. Which, again, I'm going to make that plug that if you have an idea, come talk to me about it. And I bet you my response will be, that's a great idea. Let's figure out how we can make that happen. But know that I'm going to say we, and not I will figure that out. We will figure that out, and I will help you make that happen. Because if you have the idea, if you have the passion for it, I believe that that's God saying, this is for you to do. So that's this Wednesday. You also have noticed I'm actually even going to look at our bulletin from this Sunday to talk about what is all happening. The second thing I want to talk about is this Habitat for Humanity Great Bowls of Fire Chili Cook-Off. And it's going to be October 27th at the Archery Center. And they're inviting churches and businesses to send a team to make chili and then to compete. And it's teams of 2 to 4. And so, but they need to know by this Friday who they're going to be. And so I've decided that I really want our church to be involved in this. And so I'm going to be the team captain. How about that? I will be the team captain. I am looking for other people. It's a Thursday, which is a little different, but it's a Thursday from 4 to 8:30, and 4 to 8:30, where we have this ingredient list that we have to use to make the chili, and then we get 2 secret ingredients to try to make the best chili, and we compete and people test it out and all that. So I'm looking for someone who will do it with me, or a couple of someones who will do it with me, and we'll have some fun. Maybe we'll get some First UMC swag out of the deal so that we can represent our church and that we can be awesome kingdom people at this event. And so let me know this week by Friday if you're interested in doing that with me. I come from an award-winning chili maker. My mother won. So this is a fun. I don't know if it's that fun. My family did a chili cook-off. My mom's side of the family, so my aunts and uncles and everybody, one year they decided, okay, each family is gonna make a chili. We'll all try them out, and then everyone votes, and then whoever has the most votes wins. And so my mom is one of four siblings, and my grandparents were there, and like all of the kids, and so we're all testing the chilies, and my mom won. Her chili was the best chili of the family. And I will tell you secrets that my mom does not use a chili recipe, and neither do I. When I make chili, I make it from the heart. I make it from what I have available around me. I, use my intuition to make the best chili. And so I think this is going to be really fun. But I already was looking at the ingredient list, and one of my staple ingredients could be a secret ingredient. But I'm also curious about how you make chili and what we could do together. So that, again, not until October, and also mark October 27th on your calendar so you can come down and support us and vote for us. But also, again, if you can be someone that'll do it with me, I think it'll be really fun. So that's happening. Also, we have the Coffee Fellowship is back. It's been really fun. We've really pared it down. Dave Corneman is an awesome human being and has kind of taken on being the main guy and we have coffee, and then he's been getting daylight donuts, which are just so good. And they're just up in the lounge. So you come out of church, it's just really informal right there. You can mingle, you can sit, you can stand. There's different kinds of seating available. But we're going to continue that on Sundays. Wednesday nights, your fellowship opportunity will be coming and eating your dinner here at the church. That's something that we're really passionate about. We've been serving dinner to the kids for 605 since 605 started, but now we're going to expand that and invite the whole family to come so that everyone can have something to eat, so that you're not worried about how am I going to feed my kids and get everywhere we need to be. You just come to the church and we will make it happen for you and you as well. And so that'll start on the 24th. Now we are looking for people who can help to serve that meal, help to just be an assistant, to help dish it out, to help with the cleanup and things like that. So if Wednesday nights, maybe especially if you are someone who's going to worship on Sundays, maybe Wednesday night is your opportunity to serve the church. And that way you also get to know and see the kids and see the people who are going to worship on Wednesdays, and you have that connection. So that's really, I'm going to kind of gear that toward people who worship is on Sundays for you. Maybe Wednesday night is your service night, and you can be a part of that. Looking ahead, so I kind of jumped ahead a little bit, but looking ahead, this coming Sunday, we're finishing up our series on the book, Let Go, Leaning into the Future Without Fear. We're going to cross over into the Jordan this week, and then we're following that up with a bridge walk over the Meridian Bridge. We're only going to be doing one service this Sunday at 9 a.m., and then we'll have a little bit of time of fellowship, and then we're going to head down to the bridge. And the way that we're going to do this is that we're going to start on the Yankton side of the bridge. We're going to walk the lower bridge together. And then we're going to have the church van available that on the other side of the bridge, that if you'd like a ride back to your car, that we will make that available to you. If you'd like to walk back across the bridge once we're done with our kind of a little event, then that's totally up to you. But we know that for some, that would be quite a big walk. And to have to walk back would be a bit of a burden. And so we're going to make that available. We don't get to use our church van all that often. And so this will be an opportunity for us to do that. But the way that it's going to look, we're going to gather on the Yankton side of the bridge, and then we're going to kind of go back over that story of the Israelites and the journey that they had to get to that point, and what it meant for them to cross the bridge. And then I'll share a time of blessing and a time of prayer. And so we'll be journeying together. And also, don't forget, I want to get a picture of all you amazing people that are going to cross the bridge with us. So make sure you get that on your calendar and that you're ready to do that this Sunday. And then the next Sunday is going to be really fun. For the 9 o'clock service will be our VBS service. So the kids who are involved in VBS will be sharing some of their music and what they've learned. If you haven't gotten your kids signed up for VBS, make sure that you do that. We want to try to get a goal of 50 kids. We're not quite there yet. We need some more. So make sure if you know of kids in your life, they don't need to be members of this church or any church for that matter. VBS is for everybody. And so get them here, get them signed up, and get them plugged in, because I don't want to toot our horn a little bit, but I'm gonna, in that we have an awesome VBS. This is something this church does extremely well. And so that'll be Friday, the 12th, Saturday the 13th, Friday night, Saturday morning, with Sunday morning, kind of bringing that into our worship experience. Before we have VBS, we're doing, and we haven't kind of put it really out there, we've been really targeting, we're doing a mom's night out for our moms that are that have kids that are active in our First UMC kids and our First UMC youth, because we really know that our moms are trying to balance and juggle a lot, and we want to kind of invest in them and give them an opportunity to have a night out, have someone kind of fill their cups, and also to be able to cast a vision for how church is going to be supporting what they're trying to do with their family and their lives. And so that's going to be on Wednesday, August 10th. And so we're really excited about that. We're really excited to bless our moms in that way. Again, to me, this is a church that loves our children and our youth, and to have our children and our youth here means having their parents supported. That, you know, each one of these children, each one of these youth, if they've been baptized here, we made promises to them and to their parents that we would help them raise them up in the church, and that we would help them become disciples of Jesus Christ. And this is one of the ways that we're looking at doing that. And we're using one of our endowment funds to do this. We have a fund that is dedicated to our children and youth, and to anything that sort of supports them in our church, called the Richardson Fund. And I got to visit with Art Richardson just this week. And he's so excited about this idea and about our Wednesday night worship, and how we're tying that all together. And so, again, it's kind of like this holistic picture of to love our children and youth means also to love their parents and to support them, and to make all of this possible, because it's tough. It's tough being a parent in this world. It's tough balancing all of the demands on our time and our energy, and we want church to be kind of that grounding, safe, refilling place each week for our families, that it's a place that their kids can go and be loved on and encouraged, and it's a place for parents to go to be renewed, refreshed, and ready to go for another week. And so Mom's Night Out is something that we're doing to, again, bless our moms, to kick off the school year in the right way. Speaking of, I know I shouldn't be talking about it, but school is just around the corner, and school starts here on the 22nd. On the 21st, that Sunday, we're going to be doing our backpack blessing, which means if you are involved as a student, as a teacher, as a staff member, as an administrative person in the Yankton School District, or in any of the schools here in Yankton or in the surrounding area, we want to bless you for the year. So bring your school bag, bring your backpack, bring your work bag, whatever it is, and we're going to bless you and bless that bag, and give you a little something for you to remember that you are loved and that God is with you wherever you go. And again, just to help start the school year off right. So that's on the 21st. That'll be at both services. Again, we love our people who spend their lives investing in youth, and we love our children and youth. And we know that it's been a tough road in the last couple of years, and we want this year to be extra special. What else do we have going on? There's so much. If you're interested in joining the church, let me know. We're going to be starting a membership class in September. I'm thinking that it'll happen maybe on Sundays after church. But it also depends on who is interested and when their availability is. And so if you are interested in joining the church or just learning more about what it means to be United Methodist, I would encourage you to attend the class. It's not going to be terribly long in duration, and it'll just be a good opportunity to get to know some other people who are maybe newer to the church or newer to who we are. And so you can connect with one another, get a chance to ask your questions, and get the opportunity that if you want to make that kind of commitment here to say, this is going to be my church, this is going to be my family of faith, we would love for you to do that. And there's also no obligation that if you go to the class, you have to join the church. The class is there for you. It's for your information. It's for that opportunity, again, for you to ask questions, to connect with other people. And for me to kind of let you know what this is all about. So that's an opportunity. Also, in the bulletin, you'll see that there's an opportunity that if you're interested in joining the worship team, so the worship team is going to be moving to Wednesday night worship. But if you're interested in being a part of that, talk to Sarah, because it is open recruiting time that if you've ever thought about, hey, I'd like to give that a try, I think that would be really fun. This is the time to do it. We're going to have a lot of fun with it on Wednesday nights. We're going to make we're going to have a time of joy and a time of worship and celebration, because we want this to be something engaging for the whole family. And we want it to be engaging for you. And so if that's something that you've thought about, that you think that sounds like fun, talk to Sarah. And all ages are welcome. We'll find something that you can contribute, that you can feel good about, that you can be a part of. Also know that we're going to have some different things available, again, for our younger people to engage in worship in some different ways. It's not just about singing, it's also about how you move your body, and it's about how you can express your praise to God. King David danced in the street in his underwear. And so, I'm not saying that that's what you should do, but I'm just saying it opens the door for some possibilities of things in between just singing and that we can explore as a church family. And Wednesday nights, I think it's going to be a great opportunity to do that, especially knowing that you can move and dance, and we're not going to point a camera on you, because we're not going to be live streaming that service. That service is you need to be there to experience kind of deal. Sunday service, we're going to have live streamed. Another thing that I'm super excited about, and again, like, if you are the person or heard someone say nothing's going on in the church, how wrong you are. Starting Tuesday, September 13th, Carla Hummel has been working on this idea for a couple of years now, and I couldn't be more excited about it. She's doing a Bibles and Brews Bible study. I mean, if you were someone who's just really like, I just need a little, maybe it's nerve-wracking to be part of a study, this is going to be a really accessible, easy way to kind of dive into that world a little bit. And so it's not going to be here at the church, it's going to be somewhere else. Carla will let you know. But you can have a beer, you can talk about things of faith, and it'll be great. And so that's happening Tuesday, September 13th. Anyone's welcome to that. I guess you need to be over 21 probably for that one. But I'm really excited about that. If you have a heart for something that you think should be happening in the church, let me know, because we're going to try to make that happen. If you didn't know, we also have a women's Bible study that meets. We also have adult Bible study that meets on Sunday. I do a Tuesday lunch study. We've been going through the Old Testament. This week we're reading 1 Samuel, and we're diving into the story of King Saul and King David and Israel in their kind of what's it called when you have a king? The word is blanking on me right now. I don't know, but we're moving into that era of Israel's history, which is really exciting. It was fun this summer because we started in Genesis, worked our way through Exodus and Numbers, and so that group has really been steeped in Israel's story. And as I've been preaching on Moses and that, like, it's just been our whole world this summer, and it's been a lot of fun. And if you're interested, you can dive right in. We kind of go between doing this Bible study, and then we do kind of different series kind of intermixed to break it up a little bit. And so we've done the whole New Testament, and then we'll work our way through the Old Testament, like I said, with some other series mixed in here and there. Everyone's welcome to that as well. That's on Tuesdays from noon to 1. And then we also have men's breakfast on Thursday mornings at 7, and they meet at the Frying Pan. And then we also have Godwinks group. I think that's women that meet as well. And so there's a lot of opportunities for you to get plugged in. If there's not a group that you're like, none of these really fit either my schedule or kind of what I'm looking for, maybe God is saying, hey, what would work, and maybe you're not the only one that's looking for that. And if you take the step out in faith to say, I'll start that, and I'll, maybe other people will join you. So you never know. If the church doesn't have what you're looking for, maybe you are the person to help make that happen. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right? That's quite a bit. I feel like that's a lot that's happening. So we've got VBS coming up. We've got school coming up. We've got our worship changes coming up. We've got chili cook-off. Don't forget, let me know if you're interested in doing that. And then we've just got some really exciting things. We're going to be kicking off our fall with a series called Plugged In, talking about really plugging ourselves into Jesus, into the community of faith, and into our mission for serving others. I'm really excited about that. So we're doing that Plugged In series to kick off the fall. And then for a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing something that I think I'm going to kind of come back to it throughout the year, here and there, kind of a week or two. And it's going to be a series called Finding Faith In. One of the things I talk about a lot in worship, and I would say is probably like, if I'm going to have one legacy in ministry, this might be it, which really wouldn't bother me, as the God moments where, I'm trying to train us to look for God all around the world, all throughout our lives. God is there. God is active. You can see God's fingerprints everywhere, and keep sending those in, because I love seeing those God moments, especially the photos, especially the stories. They are amazing, and I'm grateful for them. And so I thought about having a sermon series kind of based on that idea of finding God in, or finding our faith in different things in our life that maybe is not always so evident, but that if you pay attention, God shows up. God's fingerprints are there. The themes that we learn from scripture are echoed in other things in our lives. And the first thing that I'm going to do a couple weeks series on is finding faith in children's literature, because I've been doing this series from our community library. We were in the summer reading program that just ended, but we've also been trying to read 1,000 books before kindergarten. And so I've been reading children's books, like 7 to 10 books every night, basically every day since April. And there's some that are kind of like, oh, well, that was an interesting book, whatever. And there's some that are like, oh man, that really hit at the heart. Like, that's a really good book. That's done really well. That's teaching a really good lesson that is something that we learn in scripture as well. And so I want to start with some classic ones, because I thought it would be good to start with some books that we're all familiar with. And so we're going to do a couple weeks of that in September, Finding Faith In, and I'm going to kick off that series again with some children's books. But I'm going to come back to it throughout the year, but it might not be children's books next time. It might be finding our faith in movies. It might be finding faith in sports stuff, which will, for a lot of people, they do. I'm not one of those people, but that doesn't mean that you aren't. And so I'm really excited about that. Again, it's that idea of, do we have eyes to see what God is up to? Do we have eyes to see the ways in which the things that we value show up all over? And then we can use those, right? Like, then you can read that children's book to your child or grandchild or neighbor kid and talk about those themes of faith, those themes that have the same shared values that we have as Christians, that aren't necessarily a Christian book, because those themes and those values, those show up other places as well. And if we can use those things that people already love to talk about things of faith, then that's awesome. And so that's what we're going to do a little bit before we dive into our stewardship series this year. Stewardship is when we talk about the ways in which God has given us so much and how we're supposed to use that for God's glory. And we're going to be diving into a series called Defying Gravity. Tell them how I am defying gravity. That's from the show Wicked, a Broadway show. If you haven't heard of it or seen it or listened to the soundtrack, do it. Do it. It's one of my favorite shows. It's not what we're talking about. Defying Gravity is a series where we're talking about kind of letting go of all the stuff that weighs us down so that we can be free to be generous people, that we can live God's abundant generosity. And so it's letting go of like all of the stuff that we think we need to have, that we think we need to be tied to, and really living in a way that enables us, that frees us up to live in a way that God has intended. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about a lot of things because we've got a lot of good things in store on the docket, ready to go. And so I hope that you've been having a great summer. I hope that you don't melt in the heat of August. And I hope to see you soon in worship because you do. Oh, one more thing. I was almost done and then I wasn't, because this Sunday, August 7th, we're going to be introducing our kids' mission offering. Let me get that. So this is what the buckets are going to look like. I'm going to have one at the front of the church and I'm going to have one at the back of the church. And I'm going to invite kids that when you come up for children's time to bring your mission offering, hopefully it is in the form of some change, but dollar bills, checks work as well. And then when you come up for children's offering, hold on, I'm trying to get some change out. When you come up for children's offering, then I want you to drop your offering into the bucket. And all of this offering is going to go to support whatever mission that you choose. You're going to get to choose that mission. You're going to get to choose how the money that you bring blesses other people. And so the bucket will be up front. You take your change. I brought a little change. Isn't that so satisfying? I'm sure the people who are listening to this podcast really loved that. But that's what that's going to be. We're going to have one in the front, so when the kids come up for children's time, they can drop it in there. Maybe they're not quite ready for it, or maybe you're someone, because remember I said this is for anybody to donate to. Maybe you say, I really love that idea. I want the kids to have even more money and to use that to decide how they're going to use it for missions. So at the back of the church, if you want to donate to the kids' mission offering, and you're not a kid, remember that you don't get any say in what that's going to be used for, but you can donate to the bucket in the back of the church. Or if you want to walk up during children's time and donate, you go right ahead and do that. But we're going to start that this Sunday, and that's just going to run through. We'll have it available both on Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights for both worship services. And so that, I think, that was really important, and I definitely didn't want to forget it. So there's a lot happening. God is good. God is faithful. This church is moving. It's active. It's awesome. And I can't wait to see you and to see how God is moving you to be a part of all of it. Until next time, God bless. Thank you for joining us on this episode of What's Going On, a video and audio podcast of First United Methodist Church in Yankton, South Dakota. We'd love to have you join us for worship on Sundays, and we have two options available. 9 a.m. is our contemporary service, and 10:30 a.m. is our traditional service. You can find those online as well at our website, www.firstumcyankton.org, or on YouTube.